Alright, so we're going to be going through our Guardians/Indians collection of baseball cards for the first video, since they are our favorite team. So starting off, we'll have a couple Guardians one, but it'll mostly be Indians. I have a 2022 team set, but I had it in a bag somewhere since I wanted to get it autographed at the stadium, so I don't think those are here, but I'm not sure. So starting off, I have these Topps International Trading Card Day ones that I got at the stadium. So they were printed this year, if you look at the back, since the closest stat is from last year. But and you can tell this is printed last year, or picture was last year, because he used the postseason patch on his hat. This is Emmanuel Clase A's card. The background is nice, like rainbow and shiny. Then I have Triston McKenzie. So this is obviously last year. So these were obviously printed before the season, since he isn't playing this year. He's like one start and he's back on the IL. Next one, Andres Gimenez. Pretty much the same thing. All-Star in 2022. Shiny card. Bieber on the IL. Nice rainbow background. This as well. And he does have a Cy Young. Oscar Gonzalez here. So he recently just got called back up, but this is an old picture. So here's where all the Indian stuff starts. So we have Carlos Santana. He recently got traded to the Brewers. He was actually in the 2019 Home Run Derby, and he didn't win, but because Pete Alonso won. But it's pretty shiny lights. But so yeah, these are mostly Topps. There's some Donruss, but so here's the 2016 part. We have Michael Brantley. I have a 2016 team set. So Cody Allen. I believe a closer. Cody Anderson. Danny Salazar. And then Zach McAllister. Andrew Miller. Miller time. Josh Tomlin. He was a pretty big pitcher when we made it to the World Series in 2016. Abraham Almonte, outfielder. Carlos Carrasco on the Mets now. This is an opening day card, Future Stars card. Rajai Davis. He's pretty much best known for his tie game, Game 7 home run in the 2016 World Series. Lonnie Chisenhall, outfielder. Carlos Santana, another Santana. Obviously, he just got traded to the Brewers from the Pirates. Mike Napoli, our old first baseman. Giovanni Urshela, third baseman. So this is I believe he swapped with Jose Ramirez, or Jose Ramirez might have been still in the outfield at this point. And then here's a lot of other stuff. Joe Carter. This is Topps card. This one's older. So, one thing that Dollar Tree does, and I believe Giant Eagle does it too, but I don't know if it's everywhere. It might just be our location. But they have old baseball cards for like $1 pack, and they also have new Topps one. But Jack Hanahan, this one. So these are some of the what set are these? There's like 2 of these, but 2012 cards. Sin Soo Choo. Oh yeah, he was an outfielder. Here we have George Yule, I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is obviously a reprint. This card obviously is not from 1937. But yeah. Chuck Finley. Picture, this is a Fleer card. Ultra. Nice little shiny stuff on the letters. So this is this documentary series. It's Upper Deck that does it. I don't know if they still do it. So it's like Game 67, Indians 12, Twins 2. So it'll just have something from that game, and it'll have a cool stat, and you'll have the standings literally from that day. We were 3rd in the division, 6.5 games behind. I don't know why there's another Michael Brantley one here, but from the 2016 set, but it's in pretty bad condition. Corners are torn up. So these are some older ones that I probably don't know everything about, so I might just have to say the name, but Pat Tabler, this is a Fleer card. Here's this. 87. Diablo Jimenez. I actually don't know how to say that. This is an opening day card, though. Oscar Mercado. So he's on the, he's in AAA still, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an Indians card. Nice shiny background. This is 2019. You can also tell because they didn't use Chief Wahoo. And there's the All-Star Game patch right there. Didn't use Chief Wahoo on the helmet or anything. Ooh, Yan Gomes. All right, he's on the Cubs now. I like this design here of the flow right there. He's a catcher for the Cubs now. Felix Furman. What's the Donruss one? What year is that? 89. So I have a lot of the 90s Donruss cards. I think those might be another pile, though. Brett Butler. So this might be, just based off the jersey, this is probably spring training. There's a Fleer card. Just guessing off the jersey, probably a spring training card. Carmelo Castillo. This is a Fleer card. I have more Fleer cards than I thought. Chris James. I have more upper deck cards I thought. Here's the Donruss card, the 90s, the 1990 ones. Pete O'Brien. Here's Bizarre. Chris Bando, catcher. So this is 80s. Yeah, this is 83. Mike Ferraro. I didn't know I had any manager cards. So that's probably. Is that before Hargrove? Rich Yet. This might be a reprint. Oh, no, it's not. 88. So this is when the Buffalo Bisons were a AAA team. Now it's the Columbus Clippers. And Jesse Orosco. This is another Fleer card. I have so many. I have way more Fleer cards than I thought I did. Corey Snyder, outfield. This is 90. Old road jersey. Almost looks blue in that picture, but it's not. Andy Allenson, a catcher card. Another Donruss. Wow. Here, another Joe Carter. This is 87. Wow. And then lastly, with the old wood. Oh, there's two. With the old wood thing, John Butcher. So I like the tops, like wood thing. 87 tops wood gray. I thought they did it for a couple of years. And then Dickie Knowles, which tops. Alright, so yeah, that's it for this stack. And now my dad's gonna do the next stack.
Alright, so first up we have Richie Sexson from 2000. He wound up going to I believe the Brewers. He was behind Jim Thome and was traded. So he was here for a little while. Frankie Lindor, as Tom Hamilton says. This is out of a Sports Illustrated from a couple years ago. Eli Morgan, current Guardians reliever. I think he has longer hair now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Jarrett Wright, he went 3-0 in the 97 postseason as I think a 21-year-old, and then got derailed by injuries. But he had like a 10-year major league career. He played for the Braves and I want to say the Orioles. Where he was. That's a thick card. This is Jerry Brown. His nickname was the Governor because the governor of California was also named Jerry Brown. So that's really, and he played second base. That's what I remember about him the most. This is Paul Sorrento. He played first base on that 95 Indians team. He was here for a couple years. And I think he's in the hitting instructor for the Angels in the Angels organization now. Charles Chuck Nagy. He was the winningest pitcher in the American League for a little while, and he started the 90. Oh no, he started an All-Star game. I want to say 96, the 96 All-Star game. There's another of the Governor, Jerry Brown. Brooke Jacoby. He hit 32 home runs in 1987. By far his best year he ever had. Bud Black, current manager of your Colorado Rockies. He also managed the Padres for like 8 or 9 years. So, and he was a member of the that Indians class where 8 people from that, I think that 87 or 88 team went on to become managers. This is Derek Lilliquist. The one thing I remember about him is, I think it was This Week in Baseball, his last name was voted the most unique name in the major leagues at the time. Ron Tingley, I have no idea who this is. So there you go. Felix Fermin, he was the shortstop in the early 90s. The one thing I remember about him is he had a son named Andy, because Andy's name was listed on the scoreboard. It was Happy Birthday Andy Fermin after a game I was at in probably 1992, 91 or 92, I want to say. So, and I think Andy played in the minors for a little while with some other teams. Ernie Macho Camacho, I remember him. One thing I remember about him was those glasses, and I remember him always having that exact same pair of glasses. Jason Kipnis, he at one point was my favorite player. They nicknamed him Dirtbag. I always thought he played with a lot of hustle. I always liked him. When he became a second baseman, I thought the Indians had a player that was marketable again for the first time in a long time. Danny Salazar, former Indians reliever. I remember this guy, but I don't remember this guy.
He was a catcher for a year or two, I think.
Yeah.
You can look on the back, probably.
Yeah, let's look on the back.
Yeah,
this was his first year.
Before Hedges, I think. No, because that was Perez, I think. I think he might have been after Perez.
Rich Yet. I remember his nickname being Not.
18.
As in not yet.
Season.
Another one of Charlie Nagy. Julio Franco had the most unique batting stance of any player that I saw when I was growing up. Everybody mimicked him when they played baseball. Louis Medina, I remember a little bit about him, but I don't remember much. Same with Willie Upshaw. Those all kind of blend together. Bo Allred, I remember he was an outfielder, and I always thought he was going to be somebody special, but I don't think it worked out that way. How long did he play? Oh, see, these Donruss cards don't go back far enough.
Here's all the red Donruss cards in 1990.
Scott Bales, Scotty Bales, as they say, Indians reliever. Greg Swindell, he won 18 games, I think, in 1987, was it?
Was it Cy Young or no?
18 games in 1988. There's another one of Andy Fermin's dad. Jesse Orosco, he won the Game 7 for the New York Mets. He got the save, I should say. Mark David Lewis, he was the shortstop of the future, and then he was the first player in Major League history to hit a pinch hit grand slam for the 1995 Cincinnati Reds. He was my favorite player for a little while. And I don't know what he's doing now. Last I read, he was coaching high school baseball in the Cincinnati area. I met his mom once, too, after a game. Scott Scudder, I remember him. He was only here for a couple of years, like 92, 93.
So the old stadium?
The old stadium. Pete O'Brien, he played for first baseman for your Cleveland Indians. There's another one of Mark Lewis. Grady Sizemore, I'll tell you, you really thought somebody was going to be around for the long term, but injuries got the best of him, unfortunately. Eric King, I have very little knowledge of anymore. Ernie Macho Camacho again. Miguel De Leone. Another one of Ernie. See, he still has those glasses. What year was this card? Because that Topps card was 86. 87. This is a Fleer.
Fleer?
Yeah. Bartolo Colon, you know, that glorious major league career started in Cleveland. So, remember one year everybody said give him a break. He's only 28, and then you found out he was actually 29. So everybody said, give him a break. He's only 29. Another one of Bart. John Hart called him Bart Cologne, and I always thought that sounded kind of silly. Call him by his name, Bartolo. Oddibe McDowell. He was a member of the '84 U.S. Olympic team with, I think, Mark McGuire was on that team. I'm going by memory here. Jose Jimenez. I have no knowledge of that guy. Corey Snyder had the best arm of any right fielder I've ever seen. He could throw it from anywhere, and it would get there on the fly. And Mel Hall. I'm not sure you can say anything about Mel Hall, but I do remember going to a game in the late 80s, and a lady in our row kept yelling at him to get his attention, and his number was 27. And this lady kept yelling, "Yo, number 27, look at me, look at me." She just yelled it the whole game. So I always remember Mel Hall being number 27.
All right, now I'm going to do some. The first one up here is a 18 Oscar Mercado card. Outfielder for the Cleveland Indians. He's now in AAA. Carlos Santana, this picture is a walk-off. You can see that. This one is a 20 card, that 2020 card. Now Paul Sorrento, he is now retired. His last season was 94.
Last season on that card, at least.
Last season on that card, should say that. Tony Pena, Pena, catcher for the Indians and God, I can't see it here. 94. Looks like the only season on here with him. On this card, at least. Dave Winfield. 95 card.
What's the most recent year on it?
94.
So it's a 95 card.
Yeah.
Because they're made in the beginning of the season.
Charles Nady. With that, 10-8 last season. I think that's something to talk about. Eric Polink, his last season with the Guardians. God, I'm too used to this already.
That's the most recent on the card, not his last.
Yeah.
His career necessarily.
I need to say that.
Okay.
95, last one. So I thought this was a 93 set. I bought it at the mall. 94 maybe. Going into the 95 AL Champions year. Omar. Got him next. Yeah, these are all 95. I have his bobblehead actually in single A.
Wow.
Manny Ramirez.
What?
Yeah, these are all 95. Jim Thome. Wait, what is this?
Let me show it to the camera.
It's average. Alright, 95 MLB career.
We got a
Stop it.
holographic one to finish it.
Jason Kipnis. Thought this the best same place in them all.
I actually,
He's my favorite player while he was playing with the Indians.
I have a non-holographic version of that card signed, and I actually met him, so that's awesome. He's really nice.
Yeah, where is that? Tribe Fest?
Yeah, he's actually really nice.
Dirtbag. My favorite player while he was an Indian, and that's the rest. Are all of my cards. Indians cards.